So here we are in episode 7 of my Sony Vegas series online training course, and today what we're going to look at is making a bleep for any bad language that you may have in your video that you might want to bleep out. And we're also going to look at making photographs appear like a camera, click and everything else to go with photograph. So when the photograph appears on the screen, then you have a flash and a click to go with it. So we're going to start off with this particular video track that I have, that I've already selected. And what we're going to do is try to find a particular word we want to sort of bleep out.
Why do tractor drivers not pull over?
So there's no bad language in this particular video track, but we can actually use another word. So we'll use another word for this, and don't know.
For goodness sake!
Right. So let's have the word "sake," and what we'll do is we'll bleep that out. Now what I have is you have to zoom in, so use your wheel, and we'll find the word "sake."
For goodness sake!
So it's that one there. So if we click down here, and so we're going to isolate that word.
Sake.
So there's the first part, and what we're going to do is we're going to chop it. So split, that's S, and then the other side of the word that we have. So there's the word. So it goes all the way down to there. So it's quite a long word.
Yeah.
Right. So split again. Now we could just simply make this go down, so there's no volume at all on that particular section. But then it's not really as effective as having a bleep. So what we'll do is we'll put a bleep in this track. I've got another audio track here already done, and on my hard drive, in my hard drive here, I have some different noises that I've downloaded from copyright-free websites, and also from AKM Music, and they have some copyright-free sounds that you can use. And I have also found on the internet somewhere, I can't remember where, but I know it was free to use. There is a bleep. So you have to find the bleep. It's under obviously sensor bleep, and the bleep itself can be quite short. So this one's quite short, and then it goes all the way up to 5. Which is really, really long. So I reckon we need a 2. So we'll drag the 2 down. Oh, I've got insert on, which is really annoying. So we have to undo that and then turn that off, and then try it again. So the start of the bleep and the end of the bleep. So if we play that, yeah, you've got the bleep. So
drivers not pull over, for goodness.
So there you have the bleep. Now you can imagine that was a swear word. Then basically you can still see my mouth. Now what I generally do if I want to bleep out something, I will actually put something over my mouth. Some would say that's a good idea. So we need another video track for that, and then we need to go and find the particular graphic that I'm using, which hopefully I can find in here. There we go. There it is. It's a censored, and it's got a transparent background. So if we drag that over, to our clip, and we don't need it that long, so we can chop it off. And then, now the problem with that is it fills the whole screen. Now you may or may not like that, but I like it to have it just over my mouth. I've got to stop saying that. So what we'll do is we'll use the pan and crop and make it a bit smaller. So if we zoom out, and then to make it smaller you need to drag it out, and then we need to move it. That's not far off. So there. So we have a censored thing over my mouth as I speak now. So even if you can't hear my voice, you can't see what mouth, you can't see the word I'm saying. Because obviously if people are reading your lips, then they can still read the word, and they might be offended by that. However, some people can guess the word that you're doing, even if they can't actually read your lips, then it's still possible to understand the word that you're saying. And that may be for your channel. You may not want to have bad language in your channel. I know some people don't really worry too much about that, but I want to keep mine clean. Now, the other thing that we're going to look at today is when you have a photograph. I just happen to have some here of yesterday when I was with Jane Asher, and this is quite a nice photograph of me and her. So if we drag that down to the timeline. Now, I don't like this particular length of time, because this is actually about 5 seconds, I believe. Now we can actually test that by putting it into a gap, which is 5 seconds long. So 105 to 110. Now I generally make it probably about 7 seconds. So probably about there would be sufficient time. And I sort of play it by ear really. So that would appear and then disappear. And what I do on the end, I drag, so we have a 0.20 fade out on the end. Because if you do multiple photographs, so I'll find the other photograph I had, which is the black and white one. So we'll just make that the same size and the same fade. Okay, so I don't want to put it on the same track. I want to put it on different track, because we're going to add in the flash. Okay, so hold the control key and click click the other photograph, so you've got both photographs highlighted, and then go over to your transitions and then find flash. All of these ones are default, apart from the new blue ones there, which aren't, they're actually add-ons. But these ones here you should be able to find these ones in your list. So you have a choice of a yellow flash or a hard flash. So whatever you choose, what you can do is just drag that down, and because you have both highlighted, both photographs will be affected by this. Now you don't need to do anything else apart from close that, and then we're going to adjust the length of time. So we want about 0.10. 0.11 is fine. It doesn't really matter too much, but 10 or 11 is fine. So if we play this, you'll see that there's a flash, boom, and then there's a photograph, and then there's a flash, and then there's another photograph, and a fade out. Now what we really want is the camera noise, a camera flash noise that you hear, or a shutter noise for when the photograph appears. Now what you want to do is adjust this so that you get the flash just at the point where it's flashing, there, just before the photograph appears, there, alright? Then we have to go into our Explorer and up to the graphics, the sounds, which I have on my hard drive, in the WAV, and then noises. These are all copyright free. So there's the camera. Now what we do is we just drag that down and place it there, and then move that one over to the other. We can't do these at the same time. We have to do them individually, unfortunately. So at that point there, and then we drag that down to the photograph. So when we play this, there's the flash, and we have the camera photo up here. Yeah, okay, that's really good, and very simple to do, very easy for all of your photographs. And if we wanted to do the fade outs, we could have done that together by clicking on the first photograph and then the second photograph. Hold the control key, and then you can adjust the fade out together. So that will save you a little bit of time. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's little online training course in Sony Vegas. This version is 12, but it should work in any version, including the new version 14. If you have any questions or queries, then put them down below, and do come back again for part 8 of the series. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.